It is. Thanks very much, Kurt. Good morning. Ontario is looking to balance the books by 2017. So that means some tough budget cuts and wage freezes for the public service. Finance Minister Dwight Duncan is trying to trim down Ontario's more than $15 billion deficit. He says his financial plan will save the province more than $17 billion over the next 3 years, and claims that that will keep Ontario on track to clear its massive debt load over 5 years. Now, the budget includes a $127 billion spending plan, as well as a pay freeze for teachers, doctors, and public sector workers, one that the government will enforce with legislation if necessary. Corporate tax rates will also be frozen, but planned cuts will be delayed. It's also proposing to rein in public sector pension costs.
Protecting and building on Ontario's achievements while returning to balance in 2017-2018 are the cornerstones of the 2012 budget. To achieve these goals, we will transform the public and broader public sectors, and in so doing, how they serve all Ontarians.
The Conservatives have already rejected the Liberal budget, saying they'll vote against it. The New Democrats are waiting for reaction from voters. And more cuts are expected when the federal government releases its budget tomorrow. There are reports Finance Minister Jim Flaherty plans to slash $7 billion from discretionary spending. That surprised some economists because the federal government's financial situation is improving and they didn't expect cutbacks that high. The federal deficit is expected to shrink to under $25 billion this year, meaning the government may be able to balance its books before 2017. Well, maybe it's the potholes or the traffic tie-ups or perhaps the bumpy pavement. Whatever drives you mad about a road, the Canadian Automobile Association wants to hear from you about it. The CAA is making a list of the worst roads in Ontario. So we sent Melissa Lamb out to check out some of the worst roads in our area that have topped the list in the past and could be back on that list again. Melissa.
That's right, Annette, and we're back on Baseline Road this morning, just past Woodruff, and this has been nominated the second worst road in the city. And we've been driving up and down, and let us tell you, it is bumpy. The pavement is bad. Now, we've also got some votes in from East Enders, and they're saying in their end of the city, Albion Road, City Road, and Ogilvie are the top three that are the worst out there. So if you want to nominate these bad roads, go to worstroads.ca. You have until April 24th to cast your ballot. And what CAA will do is they will take this list of bad roads and they will go to the governments and lobby them and try to get these roads fixed. Now, CAA says that 90% of the roads that have been on this list in the past have either been repaved or are scheduled to be fixed. So it is worth to take a couple minutes and go to these worstroads.ca because you could save yourself thousands in car repairs that you have to do over the course of a lifetime, since these roads are pretty brutal out here this morning. Annette?
Very true. All right. Thanks very much for that. Melissa Lamb reporting live out on the roads of this morning. Well, speaking of roads, Ottawa's light rail transit plan will go before City Council again today. This time they'll vote on a plan to move some LRT stations. There are proposed changes to several stations, including one downtown. Staff want to scrap plans to build an entrance to the station at the National Arts Centre, instead shifting it east of Sussex Drive with an entrance connecting to the Rideau Centre and the Byward Market. A Navy intelligence officer is due in a Halifax courtroom today over allegations he passed along information that could harm Canada's interests. Sub-Lieutenant Jeffrey Delisle will have a bail hearing today. He's been in custody since January when he was charged with 2 counts of communicating information to a foreign party. Delisle also faces a breach of trust charge under the Criminal Code. The offenses are alleged to have happened between July 2007 and this past January in Halifax, Ottawa, and Kingston.